Hi. I am wearing an oversized wolf t-shirt, and I am so unbelievably comfortable. I love it. Um, so, I'm very late to these, purely because I just didn't feel like doing them because I was tired all week, but, last Saturday, I watched a pair of animated classics that I had never seen before. I was very curious as to what the hubbub was about. First up was The Secret of NIMH. The Don Bluth film. Don Bluth is fascinating to me because I'm not gonna shit on him because he's a master animator, made some beautiful works. But I will say his filmography is hilariously inconsistent. Um, and that like on one hand you'll have like An American Tail, yeah, and then The Penguin and the Pebble, the fuck Don, or fucking Titan AE, yeah, or Rockadoodle, a movie I was fully convinced I had imagined until I was like 20. Because I saw it when I was like 6 and I was deathly ill. I had like a fever and I grew up and I had vague memories of a kid turning into a cat and I thought I had imagined the whole film. That was a fever dream. And then I found out, nope, that was real. Anyway, so The Secret of NIMH is an animated film based on the children's novel, or maybe it's a novel, maybe it's a short book, I don't know. Miss Frisbee and the Mice of NIMH, which in turn is based on John Calhoun, or I think it was Calhoun. Hold on, give me 5 seconds to look this up. Yeah, I got it right, John Calhoun. John Calhoun's experiments on behavior patterns in large populations. The Mouse Utopia experiment or whatever. I think Frederick Knudsen has like a really good video about that one. The Mouse Utopia experiments are kind of creepy and dark and imply a lot of really scary shit. None of that shows up in either the book or the movie. I have problems with Mouse Utopia experiment. I fucking hate people like it's like, oh, look what happened to these rats. It's like I can't believe I have to explain to a bunch of scientists and sociologists that humans aren't rats, different animals. Anyway, but The Secret of NIMH is first and foremost gorgeous, beautiful, lush, gorgeously animated. It does a thing I see a lot in like 70s and 80s animated films of like media blending. So we have like some rotoscope things, some live action things kind of blended in there. Some really gorgeous backgrounds. It's all animated beautifully. Everything's so lush and everything moves so fluidly. It's awesome. Issues come up with, I think, story, and first and foremost, pacing. Pacing is fucking psychotic. Our villain doesn't really show up until the last 20 minutes, and the movie's only like 80 minutes. Animated films, I feel, in general, have a problem with, especially in the 80s and 90s, well, early 90s, it evens out later on, have a huge problem with pacing. I don't know, things like, it feels kind of like you're just rushing to different set pieces, rather than trying to tell like a coherent story. I don't know what it is about animation development from the 80s. I feel like the scripts got chop sueyed a whole bunch. But yeah, so story is about Miss Brisby, a widower mouse, or widow mouse. Widow is male, right? A widow mouse. Her husband recently died. Her son was bit by a spider and got pneumonia, and we had a discussion about how big a spider is to a mouse. But the issue is the mice live on a farm and it is fucking harvesting season and the farmer is about to destroy all their homes, so they have to move. But of course little Timmy has pneumonia and he can't be moved or he'll fucking die. I swear a lot. I realize that now. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's an interesting take on... it really speeds through. The plot is kind of incoherent. The reveal of where the rats of Nim come from comes in like the last third of the film. Our villain really only shows up in the last 20 minutes. The film is very short and doesn't doesn't ration its time well to what needs time. We have a long scene of Miss Frisbee trying. Miss Frisbee. She's Frisbee in the book, and Frisbee in the movie. They changed it because Frisbees, the flying disc toy, did not exist then. But it's a long stretch of like Miss Frisbee trying to stop the tractor, and then her meeting hilarious Crow, voiced by Dom DeLuise. What did Dom DeLuise? Was Dom DeLuise and like Don Bluth friends? I feel like Dom DeLuise has been in a lot of Don Bluth films. Whatever. I like this mug. Yeah. God, I don't hate it. It's just, it's a film made for children. Obviously, it's a kids' film, which is fine. Kids media is good. I like kids media. Some of it's really fun. It's not usually my favorite stuff because like I'm a grown ass adult, but I can enjoy movies made for children. But it did feel like a lot of really rushed, random shit. Kind of just stories told in chunks and not really meshed together well. I don't know if I'm making sense anymore. My big issue was just with the pacing and how fucking fast and slow different parts move and how quickly the story comes in and then goes away. Oh, also, weird blend of sci-fi and fantasy. So it's just a bunch of mice, but it's like, it's not Redwall rules where it's a mice world, it's the human world, and it's contemporary, it's like in the 80s, so there's like humans there, there's tractors, all this shit. But then the rats of Nim were experimented on for sci-fi shit, which made them super intelligent. But then some of them got magic. There's a rat, a prophet named Nicodemus. Cool ass name, by the way. Love the name Nicodemus. But he's just telekinetic. You can move shit with his mind, and he has a magic amulet. And it's not really explained why he's magic and why there are magic rats there. Did the science give them magic? Did it just unlock so much of his brain power that it turned him into a super powerful telepath, telekinetic? I don't know, we don't really get an answer to that one. I'm not super invested in it. This is a movie for children from like 30 years ago. 40 years ago. Oh my fucking god, 40 years ago. A movie for children from 40 years ago. So, you know, I'm not losing sleep over it, but it was weird. But yeah, I guess I would say I love looking at Secret of NIMH. Very gorgeous, very beautifully animated. It just didn't make sense. It's a weird-ass kids movie. Weird-ass plot. Sort of all just threw a bunch of shit in a blender. And didn't segment it out well enough, so it all... I don't know what I'm saying. 2.5 out of 5. Bye.